boy, here we go again. Back at it on Thursday. Mess with the camera just a little bit. There we go. Is that good? Something feels off. I don't know what, but it does. Yeah. Here we go again. Just another glorious day in the world. Another glorious day. Heading to the gym today. We're deadlifting day today. We're doing some pulls, and hopefully it goes well. I was hoping to get to the gym a little earlier today. Lo and behold, that did not happen. I typically have a meeting in the mornings on Thursdays today, and then one again early afternoon. The one that I had in the morning it didn't happen this morning. I knew it wasn't going to happen. The guy that I normally have it with, he was on vacation last week, and it's a bi-weekly meeting, so today was our off week. So we didn't have it last week, didn't have it again this week, and so I thought that was going to enable me to get to the gym a little early so that I could kind of like actually get my workout in instead of having to rush in and out of there like I have had to do the last several weeks that I've gone. But before I even sat down at work this morning at my computer, I got emails just with shit to do at work today for my meeting that is this afternoon. So I had to kind of prioritize that and get it done. I got most of it done, probably like 90% of it. So I'll be a little short. I can know that I can't wrap up whenever I get back from the gym, but I got most of it done. What I feel like was the bulk of it, and I'll wrap it up a little when I get back. And probably have to send it out before my meeting starts at 1. Reminding myself that my meeting this afternoon does in fact start 30 minutes earlier than I think it does. And so I'm going to have to get in and out of the gym fairly quickly because we're inside of 2 hours now until that takes place. So unfortunately, it's going to be another week of rushing in and rushing out. I don't remember the last time I got to do like a full deadlift day and really take my time with it and enjoy it. And lo and behold, today will be another day that I do not get to do that. So, it is what it is, I suppose. But one of these days, I guess next week, right? Yeah, next week. Because next week I'll be deadlifting on a Friday. And I usually don't have meetings on Friday. I have one meeting at 9, like first thing in the morning on Fridays. And then after that, we're pretty much done for the day. So I work ahead most weeks so that I'm able to kind of, I don't want to say I phone it in on Fridays. As a matter of fact, if my employer is watching this video, I work very diligently all throughout the week, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And that includes Fridays. So, but I do like to work a little bit ahead, so the Fridays are a little easier for me, so that I'm not working right up until 5 p.m. on Friday, so that if I get done at 3:30, I don't feel guilty about walking away from the computer for an hour or so just to kind of go do something else around the house or run an errand or whatever. But so next week, I should be able to kind of take my time with my workout, which will be good, because I won't be doing a workout next Wednesday, per my plan that I outlined yesterday, which means that deadlift day is getting pushed, and so is secondary bench day, with tertiary bench being eliminated altogether. So tomorrow will be the last time I do my tertiary bench day, Larson press, and then we'll do all the accessory stuff that comes with that, and then that'll be it for the remainder of the program. I'm about halfway through this program now, so this is week 6, and then we're in the back half. We're in the back half. I think I touched on it briefly yesterday, but I've been toying with the idea of competing again. I don't know if I will. It all kind of depends on how this program shakes out at the end of the 12 weeks. If I'm able to hit a new max on my lifts and like PR my total in training, then I might look into meets for like this time next year. I what I want to avoid is not paying the $200 or $250 to register for the USAPL and be a member with them, and then pay the meet registration fee and all that jazz. I mean, it all adds up to be about 200, 250, something like that. I don't remember. It's probably gone up since the last time I competed too, so might even be more than that now. But I don't want to pay all that money just to put up the same numbers and the same total. So I think already my bench has improved. I think the last PR bench that I put up at a meet was 314, and as you guys can see, last Monday I repped that for 2. So I think my bench has improved, obviously, but I mean, bench, even if it's improved 20 pounds, what does that do for the total overall, right? Not a lot. You can pick up the most amount of pounds on squat and deadlift. And so I would want to see some really decent improvement there. And those are two, well, all 3 of my lifts have kind of been stagnant, but squat and deadlift in particular, I've seen less and less progress on as the years have gone by. So would definitely want to see something that's kind of significant there. I don't want to, like I said, don't want to go in and put up the same total. If I can get 5% above 500 pounds on deadlift, so if I get to like 515 to 525, then I might go compete, right? Squat, same thing. I'd want to get probably closer to 460 on squat if I was really going to make it. If I thought it was really going to be worth it, just to add some serious numbers. I think the last PR squat that I did at a meet was 424. I'm going to be taking that for a single in 2 weeks. My squat now is probably like, I don't know. I think my all-time PR is 440. I think that my implied PR is 445. So not a huge gap there. I've never hit 445, but I've hit 440 twice, I think, on 2 separate occasions. So 440 is probably the true. Well, 440 is what I'm basing my lifts off of, I believe, but 445 is probably what I would manage. If I could get somewhere between 450 and 460 on this cycle, that would be awesome. I'm not looking for a huge jump. I'm just looking for some type of improvement to let me know that what I'm doing is working. And if I did it again, there's a chance that it would pay off at a meet. So I really just want to, I just want to see improvement. But that's still a ways off in the future. I've been checking the USAPL's meet calendar, and they don't really have a lot scheduled out. At least I kind of want to compete in Houston. I mean, I'm willing to drive, but I don't really want to drive that far. I think, where were the meets that I've done in the past? The first meet I did was in Dallas. Where was the second meet? Oh, it was here in Houston. Yeah, it was at TSS in spring. Yeah. So I'd like to keep it here somewhere in Houston, local, but we'll see. I mean, I don't really want to drive a whole lot because again, it's just like, for what? It's just more money that I'm spending in fuel and accommodations and food. Like, I'd rather just not do that. I'd rather keep this as low cost as possible, as close to home. So we'll see. I don't know, but they don't have a lot scheduled out past like May right now, in terms of meets. That, at least in general, across the whole state, because I look at the whole state of Texas when I look at their meet calendar, and they have some stuff scheduled out for this time next year, but it appears to me to be sort of like larger meets. So like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Not larger meets. I guess recurring meets, maybe, annual meets that maybe take place every year, if that makes sense. They've got a couple out into like December, which I think there's always one in December. I don't know, I can't remember what it's called, but I feel like there's always one sort of at the middle of December. So they have a few on there, but a lot of them are like out near Waco, and I'm like, I'm not driving to fucking Waco to compete in a powerlifting meet, and I'm going to come in last in. So, um, frankly, I don't want to do that. So let's see if there's any more that pop up around the Houston area between now and then, and we'll see. But yeah, not looking promising right now. But again, as time goes on, I'm sure that will change a little bit. So. At least I hope it will. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to drive. But I've also got other plans for next year too. I want to do another High Rocks. I don't know if that's going to be with my wife or not. It's already High Rocks already has that scheduled. It's on their calendar in March, the end of March. I think it's the last weekend in March. So I'd like to do that again, and then. There's another 5K at the beginning of April at the brewery that I run every year with my dad and my brother. We'll be doing that. And then, but beyond that, really, I'm focused on, powerlifting after that, I guess. So we'll see. The High Rocks is just kind of more for fun for me. Again, I'm not competitive in it. I know I'm not competitive. I'm not trying to be. I just kind of do it for the fun of it, and for dude, that gas station closed? What? It's been there forever, but it's all fenced off and looks like it was boarded up. I just do it for the fun. I do the High Rocks for the fun of it, and just more for the health benefits, right, of that style of training, running, and all that sort of hit that you end up doing. Like I just it's good to change it up, I guess, every once in a while. It's not a bad idea to do. So. And then same with 5K. Again, not breaking records with a 5K, especially one that's hosted by a brewery where they entice you with tacos and beer at the end. Not really looking to blow through a world record there either. So, but the powerlifting meet, I guess, would be like my main focus of next year. So, but it all just depends on how this training cycle goes. Like I said, so if this training cycle doesn't go well and I end up missing PRs and stagnating, then there's a good chance that I'm just gonna that I'm not going to, because I don't really want to do that again. So anyways, this is already kind of turned into a long video, and I'm almost at the gym, so probably just going to end it here. And I got to warm up on to 490 on deadlifts today. 490 is the top set, so we're going to be doing that for 2 sets of 1 with a very small amount of rest, like 30 to 45 seconds of rest in between each rep. And then that's it. We're going to do back downs, pause deadlifts, and whatever I can work in after that. Honestly, it may just be another day of rowing and then calling it, because I did not get here as early as I wanted to, so we're on a time crunch again. Not as bad of one. Well, yeah, it's still pretty. I mean, we're kind of creeping up there in the 11 o'clock hour here, so we'll see. We're just gonna see. We'll play by ear how I feel and stuff after I'm done doing deadlifts and rowing. I do those 2 things because they take the least amount of time to set up, and I don't know, I just do it. Hopefully my elbows cooperate if I do decide to row, because last week I remember they were a little tender. But anyways, I'm gonna call it here, and we'll get into the gym here and get warmed up, and I guess I'll see you guys in the blink of an eye, actually. Gonna have to make this real quick. I burned up quite a bit of time here today, so it's all good. Don't forget this. There we go. All right, it's another deadlift day in the books. I actually got to do a little bit more than normal today on the accessory side of things. However, it came at the cost of skipping my pause deadlifts. So, and of course, skipping my SSB squats as well. Haven't done SSB squats in several weeks. Just not having the time. Hopefully that changes here next week, though. Hopefully next week I'll have the time to kind of get in a good, solid deadlift day. I'm not going to be rushed by a meeting. So, and I just got the notification that my meeting starts in 15 minutes. So once again, we are going to be really pushing right up against being on time here. I would say that everything went well today. I was pretty happy with the way that 490 moved. At least the first rep. That second rep was obviously a little shaky. I don't know if you can tell. I haven't really watched the video back. I don't know if you can really tell in the video, but I could definitely tell that it was a bit of a shaky second rep there. Did not come up as smoothly as the first one, which is anticipated. You expect that. It's 490 pounds, and it was my second rep. So, hold on, my lovely wife is calling me. I need to call her or answer this, see what she needs. Back to lifting here. The deadlifts moved okay today. They moved good, about as good as 490 could move for essentially what was a double, with a little bit of rest. Are you actually getting in that lane, or you just have your blinker on like an idiot? That's what I'm talking about, dude. The back downs felt pretty good. Oddly enough, dude, the pause deadlifts that I was supposed to do were heavier than the back down sets of deadlifts that I was supposed to do. It's interesting. I'm gonna have to check my program to make sure that that's actually right, because it just seems, I don't know, usually the pause are less than the back downs, but I mean, I guess it could be, I don't know. But if I have to do that again next week, I want to make sure that next week I've got it right. So I'm just gonna check it real quick when I get home. But yeah, I ended up being able to do some rows, which you saw, and then some hamstring curls and some leg extensions. Not much. Today, I actually have sets and reps of both of those. So I do 4 sets of 20 and 4 sets of 12 on hamstring curls and leg extensions, respectively. And so it's a little bit of time with a minute rest in between. It takes a little bit of time to crank those sets out. So I did 3 sets of each at a moderately heavier weight. So I'm trying to just get the same amount of stimulus in a shorter amount of time, I guess. So not sure how effective it was, but we can pretend that it was super effective, much like a Squirtle using Bubble on a Charmander, or Bubble Beam on a Charmander. It was super effective. But yeah, aside from that, then I got to pose a little bit, and the consequences of doing that is that I'm now running late for my meeting, but that's okay. So I'm going to end this video here because all I've done really is scream about how bad people drive and offer you like a mediocre recap of my lifting session. I'm going to have to take a meeting here on my phone in a second. So I'm going to end this call, rush in the door, much like I did last week, what I was trying to avoid doing this week. And we're going to just have to, you know, bust ass to make sure that we hit our meeting on time. And if I get caught at this red light, I can guarantee you I will be late, and I'm going to be late. All right, well, I guess tomorrow we'll see you back here for tertiary bench, the last one of the program for me. And we'll be doing some Larson press and some other cool accessories to get a nice little pump on a Friday. And once we're done there, dude, I think that, we'll have a weekend of recovery. I may not get to run Saturday because my wife is going to be out of town, and I don't want to leave both kids at home alone. Unless I get up like super early and do it just before they wake up. Well, mainly I'm talking about my son, who is 3. I don't really want to leave them alone in the house for an extended period of time. Not that I'd be gone all that long. I'm not that slow, but I just don't want to. I don't know. I'd have to get up at be gone at 6 and back at 6:30 because he wakes up sometime in between 6:30 and 7:30 usually. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It depends on what tomorrow looks like for him. But yeah. Yes, we'll see you back here tomorrow for a little bit of Larson press and an upper body pump. And until then, be safe, be good, and go to the gym.